Let's review then the pole sitting performance for Max Hesse. 3/1000ths of a second slower than the fastest lap we saw from the Ferrari. But remember, we said it didn't matter for the Ferrari because we reset everything they needed to do that to get into the shootout. Always difficult to know how hard to push early on. This was his first lap, so maybe snowing, they knew that they were going to have to do it on the first lap. Make a mistake on the Grand Prix circuit, it's so deflating down towards the Goodyear curve, braking very, very late for that, taking the approach of 2 apices to that, let it cut the car, run in the middle, now climbing up the hill to the Schumacher S's. And you said before this session, it's about getting yourself into a calm mindset. There is a car ahead of him because everybody other than the first car had a car ahead of him. He's got to kind of ignore that and just get into his own rhythm.
It is, and one of the things you can do, you're absolutely right, not take too many risks, but you can get into that flow straight away on the Grand Prix circuit. You can afford to push a bit more there because you've got greater runoff area. So if there is a mistake, you've got less risk. Once you get onto the Nordschleife, and I always say this, the Sabine Schmitz curve where you go 180 degrees round, it's almost a metaphor for what's about to come, because on the right-hand side, as you go through there, that left-hand hairpin, there is no space. It is literally a metal barrier, and then you set off down Hatton back roller coaster. So that's where you've got to get it right.
Onto the Hatton back then, still with the sunshine for Max Hesse, with the pole lap that we are reviewing and describing for you now. Not too much curb on the left, but plenty on the right where there's that little bit of block paving. He'll do exactly the same on the next right. Now balance the car coming through to the right left before he dives down over the bridge. No curb link used on either of those apices there, but the exit curb you can. Now over the bridge, heading towards Flugplatz, climbing the hill to the brow. Was there a little lift there just to balance the car? I think going up the right-handers up the hill.
145 miles an hour you're tipping into Flugplatz. That uphill jumping right-hander, 235 kilometers an hour if you prefer, down towards Schwedenkreuz. Absolutely 100 to the wall left-hander.
Miles an hour.
270 kilometers an hour, 167 miles an hour through Schwedenkreuz.
Now the newly resurfaced Foxhole is the next challenge, and it really is a challenge. Peter was telling us the other day that it's quicker through the middle part of it, but at the end it's a new challenge.
There's this curve on the left at the end, I said there, you can't use that now. They've changed the chamfer of the curve. You used to be able to fly out of that and then stop. Now you can't. So you get it all on the way down, but you've got to be mindful of that at the end of it. It's a different mindset, and it's totally different for these guys, but absolutely just so metronomically precise here from Max Hesse so far. Not even halfway through the lap.
It was only 0.4 of a second, the gap to the rest of the field, as he gets the sun in his eyes before turning right and plunging down towards Callenharden. The run down towards ADAC. Oh, now he didn't short shift there. He used all the revs in qualifying mode. Nice big lift for the second of the right-handers coming down to Versyphen now. There's one more right-hander.
And there was a short back up and down.
Yes, again. He was. Very quickly.
Between, yeah.
Gaining on the car in front here, and this could be very, very important as he comes down the hill towards the bridge at Adenauer. Braking just before the road on the right-hand side, the little entry road there. Now over the bridge, climbs. Oh, back on the throttle super early at that point as he comes to the Nicky Lauda corner and heading towards
and back
the big climb.
Again, very quickly. Exploiting the torque of that BMW there.
Down 3 gears. Get that apex right to the red and white curve. Now, from here, pretty much to the top of the Caracciolo carousel, you're climbing all the way, and this is flat. You do not lift. You do not lift.
You do for mud curve.
Well, you do for mud curve, yes, but not through this bit here. That third of the left-handers, it tightens, and visually it tightens even more because the runoff is getting narrower and narrower. His mud curve coming up right now. Down a gear.
Down a gear.
And then straight back on the throttle to balance the car. No curbs taken through this part. He's coming up to the base of the climb to the carousel. That is so neat and tidy, isn't it?
Phenomenal stopping power.
Him at the big tree in the background and the end of the advertising holdings. Drop in. Patience, patience, patience. You're on the concrete. It's rumbly, it's bumpy. Now get on the throttle and pop out like a cork from a bottle. Starting to climb again. He's hardly taken anything out of that car in front at this point. Pointed to the sky here. There's a marshal's post on the far side that you can see. That's what you pointed at. Off the ground here. And then down through the right-hander.
Coming down Whipperman now.
Yeah,
downhill all the way, really, really fast down here. Talk about 200 kilometres an hour maximum speed through the Whipperman section, clattering off the curves and then all the way around towards Esbach now. Really, lots of fans here.
Got to get across to the right-hand side here because the camber, if you're too far across, doesn't help you. Now down into Brünchen. Plenty of block paving on the exit to take. Yeah, lovely. Ice curve. The left-hander. Sun in your eyes for a moment, but the sun going down behind the tree. Huge amount of curve on the exit there. And now he is reeling in the car ahead as he comes down through the Stefan Belloff-S. Crossing another bridge here and braking really, really hard when you get down to the bottom of this hill. Now in the Flansgarden Belloff-S's, but he's reeling that car in ahead of him. I think he's going to get Snowy a really good, we didn't see this, so I think he's going to get a really good tour down the Dodiger Höhe here, and that might be the half second.
Just where he needed it.
Yeah.
Exactly so, because he's suddenly really in that this little carousel, the Kleiner carousel. They suddenly got, is it an Audi that's in front?
Yeah, it's Pierre Kaffer who qualified.
Of course it was, yes.
It was 17 cars in that session.
Yeah.
And the visually, there's very little difference.
Yeah.
And catches at the perfect point. Get it from our great work from our pit reporters for the German coverage. They've spoken to Lawrence Vantor, who said he was very satisfied. The car felt very good to drive. His pulse was at 190 beats per minute, but he said the tyre went away at the end.
That Audi is quick in a straight line.
Oh yeah, it is.
Because Hesse is gaining, but barely, coming down Antonius Bucher now, and he is getting a tiny little bit of aerodynamic drag. He's
side drafting it.
Yeah.
He's not sitting directly behind. He's sitting slightly off.
Yeah, very interesting. I would say, though, he's pulled in a couple or 3/10 on Kaffer there. Aim for the red end of the arm core, because if you aim for it, he'll drift past it. And he's going to get another little draft onto the front straight as well. And that is 8 minutes 10.992 and pole position for the ADAC RAVENOL 24 hours in the Nürburgring for Max Hesse at BMW M Team RMG. He'll lead him to green tomorrow.